Good morning. Welcome, and happy Monday, my many loves. Today's date is 9/12, September 12th. You guys, you all of yuns, however you want to say it, are in for a special treat today because you get a double whammy. You get Robin and I for 2 hours today. And I know you're saying, Mandee, Robin's not here with you. I understand that. And Robin will be here momentarily. It's really early for her. And she is not an early bird. So she will be here momentarily. She's getting put together as the Robin do. And we are going to talk about trios and Vees today. First, we're going to talk about them in the relationship sense. And then we're going to talk about them when it comes to sex and BDSM. Hence the Mandee and the Robin today. So, we actually have some questions about triads and trios today, as well as everybody else. And we're going to talk through those and see if we can't find the best way to do things. I got a little sniffly thing going on. While we wait for Robin, I have a little a Mandee moment here. I, like so many others and so many neurodivergent folks out there, suffer from insomnia. And in my insomniatic, state last night, how many of you get in your feelings when you're exhausted? Because we're exhausted. We can't sleep, but we're fucking exhausted. And that's where I was last night. Good morning to you. Thank you. I don't know who that is, but thank you. So I'm in my exhausted state last night, but can't sleep. And when I'm in that space, my feelings start going. My feelings start bouncing off the damn walls. Oh, it's Deanna. Good morning, my love. Mwah! We're gonna have Deanna on the show soon. Deanna is doing some amazing things with healing and empowerment. So that's to come. I can't wait. But so I'm in my feelings last night, and God, feelings are complex. They're so fucking complex. They like I'm feeling like 7 different things at one time. And you all know when we're growing up, we're taught like you're either mad or you're sad or you're happy or you're this or that, like, those multitude of feelings can't be felt at the same time. Incorrect. If you've ever had feelings at all, you know this. I'm sure as a child, you were looking at your parents or whoever was teaching you about feelings and going, no, I feel this and this at the same time. And I don't know how to reconcile that. And I think that we do like a really shitty job at teaching kids how to identify their feelings and that they can have more than one feeling at a time. So I'm having like all these mixed emotions last night because I had some really shitty shit happen to me about 6 months ago, and that really shitty shit has in a domino, in a course of reactions to that shitty shit. I have come to a really amazing place in my life, and a really, like, it brought somebody incredible into my life. So I'm kind of thankful for the shitty shit happening, and that shouldn't be right? Like, it's so complex. So So just know that you're not alone in complex feelings. They're so difficult to have, period. And then to start to process them and work through them is even more difficult, I think. So I'm doing that. I'm on that journey and processing those feelings. And that's one of the reasons that I'm having Deanna on. Like, she not today. Don't get excited. She will be on today. But she will be on in the future, and we're gonna work through some healing. I'm excited about it. And yeah, this is why I love Dee, because she says that doesn't mean the shitty shit doesn't make you feel a type of way. So the shitty shit still makes me feel shitty, but I'm grateful for it. And I've been in this place before. I've been in this, like, grateful for having shitty shit happen before, but it's been a bigger gap between the feelings, I think. Whereas this has been like 6 months. And so does that mean that I'm doing better with, like, being able to understand that I can get through shitty shit? And I don't know what it means. I know that it means that shit's complicated in my head right now and in my heart, and I still want to be mad about the shitty shit, but I'm grateful for the shitty shit at the same time. So yeah, I'm in a really good place with me. I'm in a really great place with my partners. My kids are struggling a little bit. We can't have everything. Everything can't be hunky-dory. Oh, Deanna said, I'm currently on a 45. Is that like a 45-day healing challenge? Okay, today is day 1. Good luck. Good luck with that. And I cannot wait to hear how that's going. I'm going to connect with you later today so you can tell me about this. And maybe we can share that with some people. So I hope everybody's having a good hour. It's only noon on Monday. It was a lot to go, but I've I'm gonna go see Clerks, the new Clerks, on Wednesday with one of my partners. I'm super excited about that. If you're looking for things to watch on TV, Echoes was fucking phenomenal. Just finished Devil in Ohio, and that was incredible as well. I just started Succession on HBO. I've been told to watch that show numerous times. It's incredible. So let's see. How else can I stall until Robin gets here? Before Robin gets here, let me remind you that on the Many Loves Lunch Hour, we encourage comments, questions, and critique. Please use the chat, use the thread, the comments to ask questions, make comments. If I am wrong about something, please call me out. And if you've got ideas for future shows that you want to see, either from myself or from Robin, just let me know. And you can do that if you have a personal issue or question or something going on. Please feel free to message me privately too. That you don't have to, like, put it all out there, and I don't have to name any names. And I can speak for Robin, and she will do the same. So one of the great loves of my life is ready to come on. Robin, are you ready? She says maybe. As ready as she's going to get for 9 a.m. on a Monday, I think. Robin with her new haircut. I'm loving it, and it's got the bed head and everything. God, I fucking love you.
Working on a pixie mullet. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yay! I did it right.
Yeah, is this the new office space?
Working on it. It's not
Yeah.
finished, but yeah.
Awesome.
Little
I like
space.
I like the blue dots. I like the blue lights. Yeah.
I have my party light as well.
Ooh.
It's like, is this too much? Is it too fabulous? Because I got Gary here. He's ready
Is
to.
there anything? There's no such thing as too fabulous. I don't know. Were you listening before you logged on?
No, I'm sorry. I was scrambling. Honestly, it's been a morning, and I say this every time. I'm like, why did I choose to do early, like 9 a.m.? But it's because I love doing the back to back with you. I love it so much, and I'm like, I'm never ready at 9 o'clock. That's not going to happen.
She hits me up yesterday, y'all. Let's do this. I'm prepped. I'm pumped. Woo! Let's do this. I'm like, okay. 9 a.m.'s awful early, Robin.
Yeah, because my kids start school. I drop them off at 8:30. So I had to wake up earlier so I could try. I started doing my makeup. I didn't finish, but I got my face. And then I didn't do my eyebrows or anything. So I'm just like, you know what? This is what you get. This is like partial. I haven't finished my makeup. You get just.
I don't know that it's super important for people who wear glasses to do their eyebrows. Like, I spend time on my eyebrows, and then my glasses sit directly over them.
I make sure my glasses don't. I got my eyebrows up here.
Oh.
So I have glasses that sit a little bit lower, and then your eyebrows can be accentuated.
Yeah. I mean, I can do this.
But yeah. And you look so gorgeous when you do that. So
I mean, I'm pretty expressive, so my eyebrows do come above my glasses a good bit, but I just feel like, like when I'm like posing for a picture or something, I feel like it's dumb that I have my eyebrows done because my glasses and my black glasses are even worse. They're thicker up here, and
right.
They are my eyebrows. So
I don't really have eyebrows. I have like 4 hairs. People have been asking me my whole life. Just saying, I don't like. I actually just don't have eyebrows. People think I shave them, and I'm like, hey, that's cool for people to shave them, but I just don't.
Mine went gray.
Hairless.
Mine went gray with my hair.
I love it so much.
No, so I have to I use like a mascara. They're there.
Yeah, I love
They're
it.
just
I love
gray. So I use like an eyebrow mascara, whereas a lot of people use like pencils and stuff. The mascara works better for me. So
cool.
Because I don't need to add to them. I just need them to be a color again. It's not that my face.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So,
So, let's talk about our topic today. Have you?
I talked about it a little bit. I was stalling for you.
Oh, sorry.
I was talking about how complex feelings are super complex, and how we're not taught that we can feel multiple things at the same time. Much less how to work through those multiple feelings. And then I was having that last night, like during my insomnia in the middle of the night last night. Like it never fails. I'm exhausted in the middle of the night and I can't sleep. And when I'm exhausted, all the feels. It's like when I have the energy, I can put those walls up for the feels, right? Like, okay, let's compartmentalize. And then I get tired and I can't hold the walls up anymore. So all the feelings come rushing. And so in the middle of the night, I'm trying to process emotion because who wants to do that during the day? And
who can do that during the day?
Yeah, except that I don't. And that's why I have insomnia. So I'm doing that last night. And the shitty shit that happened to me like 6 months ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still pissed off about the shitty shit.
Yeah.
I still hate the shitty shit. I still hate what it did to me mentally and emotionally. But but I'm also really grateful for it at this point because it brought somebody into my life that would not have come into my life without those dominoes falling the way they did.
Yeah.
So I'm torn in this, like, hate the shitty shit but appreciate the shitty shit thing right now. Like, it's everything inside me to not message the asshole that did the shitty shit and thank him.
Yeah.
I don't want to open that worm can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Deal with your shitty shit.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You're doing
So, great. Good morning. I don't know who that is. For some reason, we don't have names coming through this morning. So if you want to just put, the first time you comment, if you put your name and then just put the letter, whatever, behind that the next time.
Yeah. I usually just put a little dash and an
kind of
R.
remember. Thank you, whoever understands that. But yeah, we
trios.
We're not to wrap that up. We're not taught to process multiple emotions at the same time.
We're barely taught to
process
a single emotion.
Right.
Like,
so
that's something I think it should be really more actually prominent in schools at younger ages, teaching more about emotions and how to process them, how to recognize them in other people. Like, that's
how
the stuff
super
that
cool
we
would
should
it be if our kids took a class in emotional education?
Yeah.
Right.
But
it's Bob. Hey, Bob. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Bob. I really want to talk about, like, and trios was the only kind of word, but any kind of relationship dynamic involving three people. I'm talking like triads, which is Vees. Just, I feel like there's any kind of relationship you find that involves three people are so notoriously sought after by so many poly people.
They
do happen a lot. And I feel like they are also notoriously a difficult dynamic. The number 3 is a difficult number. It's a really interesting number, but it can be a little complex. 3 is a complex number.
Yeah.
So
3 is also the magic number, though.
It's a great, just don't get me wrong. Yeah, great number. But anytime you have like any group activity, or if you have 3 children to look after, or if you have 3 people in a car together, 3 people going on a roller coaster, like, there's always going to be a weird dynamic when there are 3 people. And so I am like, I love any trios. Like every other poly person, I'm all for it, and it's kind of a dream. But like, it's hard. What do I do? What do we do? Right. And I have so many questions, and I know other people have questions. So I was like, Mandee, can we talk trios, please? Because I'm also scared and struggling.
Triad's my favorite term. I like the vague allusion to organized crime. I like it too. I think it's cool.
Okay, so yeah, do we want to cover like triad versus V, like just definitions real quick, or folks?
Yeah. Before that, though, I want to say that I'm watching the new House of the Dragon on HBO. It's the prequel to Game of Thrones, and they have a thing called there's a group. It's like a group of 3 countries or what, and they call it the triarchy. And I fucking love that term.
That's great.
I'm not hierarchical. I try not to be hierarchical. We all are, in a sense. And we'll get to that in a minute because we're talking about Vees and triads. So hierarchy comes into play. But I don't know. There's something about the word triarchy. I just fucking love it.
That's a good word. I like that.
But okay, so a V, let's do this without it being sexual, folks. So we'll say that this is me.
I'm getting my whiteboard.
There you go.
You're just like, this is me. This is me. I try not to be distracted as we talk.
There's your still for the day, folks. This is me, and this is a partner, and this is a partner. Okay, and we form a V. You'll notice that there's no connection between these 2 partners. Sometimes there's a dotted line between these 2 partners. You're making a lot of noise, Robin.
I was running. We're gonna do this shit.
Okay, so if you'll do the V, just the regular V for me. Okay. And so you've got, that's me. And then two partners above. And my relationship drawing, my polycule, the way that my polycule works is it kind of looks more like a spoke, like a wheel. But yeah. But we're gonna focus just on the V part today. So that's when you oh, somebody said Robin, Mandee, hey,
Hey!
hey.
Okay, that is a V when you have two partners that are not like
Yes.
involved.
So they're not involved. Sometimes there's a dotted line across there, and that is still considered a V. I think it is. I
call that a capital A. When it's like your partner is here, your partner's here, this is you, and every now and then maybe the three of you hook up or something like that.
Yes,
I call that
like
an A.
I like that. I like that.
But this would be a triad when
And
everyone
that's a triad, right? That's a
everyone's
candy
involved. Okay.
We're not talking about candy corns today.
We're making it more complicated.
So a triad is when everybody, I feel like I'm like hailing Illuminati or something. But when all three people are connected, when both, what are those things called? Look, I don't math. When both no, this is the angle.
Point? Speaking of the point?
Both lines, when all three lines connect in some way. If somebody knows the math term for that, I don't fucking know what it is. But are they rays, maybe? Angles and rays? I don't know. Anyway.
Name someone fictional you and I would totally get down with together.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh, that's not fictional, but that's okay.
Oh, it's fictional that we're gonna fuck her.
this just for oh, we'll put Jon Snow.
There you go. Somebody said Jon Snow.
Okay, so this would be a triad. I would be dating Jon Snow, and Mandee would also be dating Jon Snow, and Mandee and I would also be dating.
Okay, so then now we're in a triad.
That's a triad.
Yes, and a lot of times triads, not only would Robin and I date, and John and I would date, and Robin and John would date, but a lot of times the three of us will date together.
Yeah.
So that happens too. Yeah, Jon Snow knows that.
Say me and John didn't date at all. That would be a V. And Mandee was dating both of us.
And I am the, what do you call it?
The connector?
Axis. The vector.
The axis.
I'm the point in the middle.
We need our mathematician friends.
Can you all tell?
I think we've explained.
Can you all tell how much prep we've done for this?
That's the difference between a triangle and a V. We should move on. Oh, or we could even talk about no, it's fine. Let's move on. So unless anyone has questions. If you have questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you got it.
Sir Landry volunteers as tribute as Jon Snow, just so you know.
Oh, yay!
Volunteers for our V, or our triad. I would assume he wants the triad. So there's two different. I mean, and there's always a mix and mesh of the two, because nothing is black and white in ethical non-monogamy. That's the great thing about ethical non-monogamy is you get to design your own relationships, and you get to make new shapes. So,
well, that's kind of the interesting thing, because the problem with a lot of triads or V's, or let's say unicorn situations.
Unicorn hunting.
You can be good. You could be a good unicorn hunter, and you could be a good unicorn as long as you're being respectful. It's my opinion. Yeah, here we go. People, let me know if you, because I can see Mandee doesn't agree with me. I think there are shitty unicorn hunters. I think you can be a good unicorn hunter as long as you are respecting the autonomy of the other person. You are asking them what their needs, wants, and boundaries are. You are including them, and you're not like, well, if anything goes wrong, you're out. Because there are unicorns that want to date a couple that maybe just don't have a lot of time or something like that, and they're happy just dating. I've been a unicorn where I'm happy to just see a couple now and then and date them casually. But you have to respect them.
I think that unicorn hunting is inherently problematic.
Fair.
Because I don't think that you can, as a couple, seek a third non-hierarchically.
See, this is why we're here today. Because this is the thing. How do you go about doing this? You cannot. The thing is, you can't expect. I think this is where a lot of problems come in. You expect one person to love two people the same amount or the same way. That's where things get really fucking messy. Yeah. Because then, and this is where I'm like, your triangle might look like this.
Yes.
Where like this is Mandee and she's got one partner where it's like, oh, maybe they're further away or maybe they're not as connected or something like that. Is that a weird fucking
It's still a triangle.
You know what I mean though? Like everything is not going to be a perfect angle.
It is not your
triangle.
Right. Somebody said my current partner used to be a unicorn a long time ago and she hated it. You know why? Because she wasn't actually a unicorn. Because they don't exist.
I actually disagree. I believe unicorns exist. They're just rare and pure of heart. So you have to be gentle when you approach them.
Touch them, Tom Cruise.
You have to be pure of heart. Seriously, I do believe in unicorns because there's been times it's worked for my life.
Somebody says I don't love any one person the same amount every day. It's a sliding scale. Amen.
Yes, it's changing.
I'm gonna leave that comment up there because I love that. Because that is so fucking true.
Yeah.
Fucking true.
Yeah. I was just talking about that. Yeah.
I don't know that my love changes, like the level of love for somebody changes, the type of love, it kind of like, okay, so you know when you're playing,
how much I like someone changes throughout the day.
For sure.
Because Ben and I have said that before. He'll be like, I love you so much, I don't like you right now. We've done that. And I'm like, that's fair. Yep. It is fair. There are going to be times when we don't like each other, but we still love each other.
So, you know, when you're playing like RPG games and you have like a certain amount, you got like 10 points that you can put in any little category, right? And you can disperse them as you want. I'm getting super nerdy on y'all for a second. You can disperse them as you want. I think that those points are all there, that they don't go away. They just get dispersed differently some days.
Right.
And it, for me, that's a longer change over time. Sometimes the points move into different types of love, right? You have all the different types of love, and my points move in those types of love.
Mm-hmm. I'm really awful at drawing triangles.
But when I love somebody, it doesn't ever stop, or the level of love never goes down. I may not fucking like them, but I may not fucking like them anymore, period, across the board. I don't ever want to like you again. But unfortunately, my fucking heart holds on to people and I can't not love them.
Yeah.
Deanna says it's also your connection with the person. Each connection is different. Exactly. And to me, that's why I'm ethically non-monogamous, is because I enjoy different connections with different people. And I don't like butt sex. And that's
I'm trying to draw different triangles, all the different shapes your triangles can take. Right? Triangles can look different. And I'm not good at straight lines, so I'm not good at triangles, clearly. But
Robbie's not good at straight, period.
Straight is not in my nature. that's yeah.
Okay.
So going
I want to go
because
back.
I have
Go back to the
questions.
unicorn hunting thing for a
Okay,
second
okay, go back to unicorn.
because this actually applies
Yeah,
to one of the reasons we're doing this show today.
yeah,
So I think that when two people are you have a couple, you have a
yeah.
dyad,
An established
an
relationship.
established dyad, and they go, "Ooh, it would be amazing if we had a triad." Which means we had somebody who loved us together and we dated together, and the three of us could live happily ever after together, and make a homestead and all that great shit. You of course don't have to go to that extreme with it, but you know what I mean. I think that the problem lies in the fact that they try to do it at the same time and they try to do it together, because then there's a lot of pressure on that third person to, like you said, be equal amounts. There's none of this. This can't happen.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
wants
yeah.
it all to come up at the same time, at the same level. But this is the caveat.
Yeah.
This is where I think it can be ethical. And I don't call this unicorn hunting.
I feel like this triangle might represent what they're looking for.
For sure.
Like they're super close. This couple are very, very close, and the unicorn's a little bit further away, but of course it's equal on both sides. That's what a lot of unicorn hunters are looking for.
But is further away from the base couple, from the dyad.
I gotta do this backwards, yeah.
Because that love is never gonna be the same as that dyad's love, right? Or that relationship. And that's where your unethical non-monogamy comes in. That's where your unicorn hunting comes in. But if you do it in an ethical way, it can come up like this. You can have the different shaped triangles. Not that things aren't going to be things are not going to be. So to me, that's not a unicorn. That's a natural triad. When you let things happen naturally at the paces in which are comfortable for the people involved, everybody involved.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what you're getting into is a natural triad. It's a naturally forming triad. I don't call you a unicorn. I don't think that this is unicorn hunting. Do you want to let me show this real quick, and then I want you to explain. My ex and I are like that. I love her, but Christ, she isn't my favorite person most days. The better John. I love the better John.
The better John.
And he's not talking about me, y'all, just for the record. So explain the situation that you're in, and then I think everybody will understand that this is not unicorn hunting, and you're not a unicorn here. This is a naturally progressing triad.
Yeah, fair. But this is like the big question that I often have, and I get a lot, which I'm gonna have to ask in just a moment because my phone is ringing.
Well, so while Robin's answering her phone, I'm going to explain. Robin's been seeing someone. Been seeing someone for a little bit, and there started to be an attraction between that person's established partner and Robin. So you have Robin here in the vagina of my hand. And then you have her established partner. No. That's fucked up. I messed that up. Sorry. We need Robin's whiteboard. This is established partner that Robin has, that this person has. This is Robin, right? And now these two people have Robin and her meta, right? Her metamor, her partner's partner, have started to have an attraction toward one another. And there has been interest in not only them dating, but the three of them dating together. Nothing's being forced. Nothing is being expected of anyone in this situation. Therefore, this is not unicorn hunting. Robin's not a unicorn. This is a naturally, ethically evolving relationship. It's an evolving triad. Whoa, we got comments. Okay. So Sir Landry says, I put unicorn hunting as a more sexual thing and triads are more relationship based in my own categorization. So there's two different types of unicorn hunting. There's unicorn hunting in ethical non-monogamy and polyamory, right? In that sector of ethical non-monogamy. And then we have unicorn hunting and swinging, which is also ethical non-monogamy, right? That is more sex-based. This is more, we want everybody to love each other equally. That's the unicorn that is going to fit in this perfect little pegboard that we want this person. Normally, it's female identifying. It's a female identifying bi person, bisexual person, or pan person. But that's in relationships and polyamory. That's what that unicorn or unicorn hunting is. Whereas in swinging, unicorn hunting is completely ethical. In swinging, it is. I would go as far to say as 100% ethical in swinging, because everybody's informed as to what's going on, what's going to happen, and where everybody's going home at the end of the night. Right? It is a transactional based relationship, which is 100% okay, but not really what we're talking about. Two different things. Raisin says, I've lived with a couple for a couple of months one summer a few years ago. Look, I'm going to turn Robin off for a second because she's on the phone and I don't know that she wants everyone to hear her stuff. I lived with a couple for a couple of months one summer a few years ago. We met at the same conference. I met both you at, and our connection was genuine. We had shared a room and ended up spending a lot of time together at the con. Because they were a long-established couple. Most of my loved ones definitely thought of it as a unicorn hunting situation, but I feel like it was done in an ethical way as possible, as with an already long-established couple. Bring Robin back on. I just
sorry, that was my surgeon.
No, I just pulled you off for a second just because it was loud and I didn't know if you wanted all that.
Thank you. Sorry about that. That was my surgeon.
So we're looking at Grayson's comment right now.
Okay. Let's see.
And ended up spending a lot of time. So
okay, I see it.
I'm not going to gatekeep unicorn hunting for one. Like I don't, if you feel like that was unicorn hunting and it was done in the most ethical way possible, with an already long established couple. Okay. Off the record, and as a side note, Grayson, I think I know who you're talking about. And from an outside perspective, I don't think that, I think it was unethical, but we'll talk about that later. But
the shade of it all.
I think shade. Grayson and I've talked about this before, and I don't think that was handled.
Okay.
Maybe at the beginning, which all unicorn situations are handled great at the beginning.
Yeah, it is definitely a tricky one. But
everybody thinks it's super ethical at the beginning. Doesn't usually end up being that way. So Sir Landry had said, let me back up for a second. And he had said that unicorn hunting he thought was more sexual and triads were relationship based. And I explained to him about unicorn hunting in swinging and unicorn hunting in polyamory or relationship based.
It could be either or. There's definitely a spectrum, and it's not
right
limited to one or the other. You'll see all over for sure.
And so this is the follow-up comment. I put unicorn hunting as a more sexual thing and that's the other one. I would call that equilateral triad from a poly standpoint, but that's just my own category. Again, I'm not going to gatekeep your words.
Fancy.
An equilateral triad
would be like the perfect, all angles are the same.
I don't know. I don't math. I mean, sounds like equal, lateral.
Like, yeah.
Sounds like everything's the same.
That means all the, I believe, all of the lengths of each sides are the same, and all of the angles are all the same. Like, it's a perfect triangle.
Right. And so that's
the goal for a lot of triads.
But that's the unicorn part of it. Because it doesn't fucking happen that way.
I don't know, because there are people that look for triads that way. They want everything to be exactly.
But can it be when you have an established dyad?
That's my question.
And that's where we have the unethical part of unicorn hunting, because you go into it, unicorns are told, this is what we want. We want everyone to be equal. We want all sides to be equilateral or unilateral or whatever the fucking word is. We want everything to be equal, but it's not going to be.
Nothing can be.
Nothing can be. And so the unicorn, again, there's a reason why we call them unicorns, y'all. They don't fucking exist.
They're rare.
They're rare.
And hard to find. You have to be pure of heart. I believe. Shout out if you believe.
100% the goal. Rare as a real unicorn in the wild, in my experience. Right. It 99.9% of the time, it doesn't fucking happen that way. That's what I'm telling you, is that 99% of the time, and of course there's going to be an exception, y'all. It's ethical non-monogamy. We get to make our shapes. We get to relationship the way we construct it. There's no societal norm to our relationships or restrictions put on our relationships. But the ethical part is the fucking hard part. The ethical part is
in that dynamic.
Look at that triad, or that triangle, and make sure that you are deconstructing any type of couples privilege that's there. And sometimes you just can't.
You have to, you can't just get rid of privilege. You have to recognize it. Brandon and I have a shit ton of couples privilege. We get a lot of like straight privilege and couples privilege in terms of being parents and stuff like that. I know that we get that. And so it's weird when we have, like, for example, our other co-parent is not going to have the same rights to our kids. Right. Like that kind of stuff. I know that we have a lot of couples privilege. And like, for example, I went on, because like we co-parent another child. We call her Bug. And Mama Taylor was not available for a field trip, and Bug specifically asked for Mama Robin to go on the field trip. And I was like, that's perfect. I'm available. I'll go on this field trip with you. And a lot of teachers had questions, right?
Right.
Because I'm there and I am on the school like list. I'm listed under there. And it's funny, Taylor and I talk about when we write down like relationship to child, I've always just put, because we were like, what do we put? And I just put in quotations, Mama Robin or Mama Taylor.
Yeah.
Or parental figure. Yeah. And they have a lot of questions. And yeah, the teacher was like, wait, so you're Bug's other mom, the one in Quebec? And I was like, no, I'm the third one.
Third parent. Yeah.
I'm literally, and Bug pipes up and it's like, I have 3 moms. And
get over it.
And we were like, yeah. And it was definitely a lot of questions. So, there's all kinds of different privileges that I know Brandon and I have gotten that I see very differently from our perspective, as opposed to when I'm at this school, when we don't have, but there are still certain privileges. We have a lot of white privilege, but there's the
You have
non-monogamy, and
cohabitating,
there's the gay, and there's,
privilege in your relationship. You have
yeah, Brandon and I
co-parenting.
cohabitate. Mama Taylor and I don't cohabitate, so that's confusing.
You have financial
Yeah.
obligations to each other. Like there are privileges in your relationship
Yeah.
with Brandon that you can't dismantle. Or
So I think it's just important to
it would be
acknowledge that
incredibly
privilege.
hard to dismantle, and you don't want to dismantle.
No, but so we just recognize it. We go, okay, we got to prepare for this.
Sure.
It is easier. Hey, Brandon, can you come with me to this? It'll be a lot easier if you're there,
Right.
kind of thing. Like this. We just have to recognize what's there and try to work with what we have.
Right.
But this is my question that I was going to ask right before my phone rang. I'm sorry about that. Thanks for your patience.
I explained your situation a little bit.
What'd you say?
I explained that you'd been seeing someone.
Panic.
I explained that you'd been seeing someone, and your metamor, their other partner, and you have established that there is an attraction there, and that you would like to not only explore that attraction to each other, but within the three of you as well.
Yes.
And talked about how that
I'm gonna draw a picture.
Is a naturally occurring triad. There's no expectations being forced upon people. There's no rules, because there is a lot of times when unicorn hunting happens, when triads happen, that there are rules placed on members of that triad, specifically the unicorn or the person joining the triad, joining the other dyad. And we talked about how rules are not ethical. Rules in relationships aren't ethical.
I was going to put names, and I was like, I'll just put a generic, I'll put Bob. And then I was like, oh, we got Bob watching. I'll put John. Wait, we have a John watching.
You can use them. Use Bob and John.
Okay, here's what I have. Me, all right, and this is the person that I am dating. And these two are already dating this person that I'm also interested in.
Has a solid line.
They have a solid line. They have an established relationship. Sorry, they have an established relationship. They are not cohabitating.
Oh,
they're not living together.
Use Bruce and Clark.
So they're not living together, which is actually something that I was like, whew, okay, because it is a lot harder to get involved with an established dynamic that is like, has all of that privilege and cohabitating. So it's actually kind of relieved. I'm like, okay, they don't live together, but they are partners. We want to do this. And so, because we would love for us to continue dating and them to continue dating, to doing their own thing. I want to date this person on my own, but I would love to be able to have the three of us as well. That's like the goal, right?
Put a little point right there in the middle and connect everybody.
Oh, that's what we want to do. But not all the time.
That's where the three people, because I think that there's a distinction
My
between
lines
a triad and a triad that dates all together.
Yeah. We want to be able to do that, but it's not going to be expected. I want to continue dating separately as well.
Right.
So this is what the goal is. Mm-hmm. And so I really want to make sure I fucking do this right. You know, how do I bring that line here, and how do we connect these? And I'll start by saying kind of what I think, and I want to hear what y'all think. My approach is doing as much of us connecting right now on our own. I don't want to go on a date, all three of us. I want to connect and get to know this person better on a private level. So I'm taking this person out for dinner and hot tub chats, and really trying to text and talk and just get to know each other and establish kind of like a connection.
as a
and
separate
go from there
relationship.
as a separate relationship. And I would like to engage in sexual activities separately first as well. That's kind of my thought, and get a little bit more.
I think the comfort
This
level.
is what interesting, because this is what I told her. This is the person I'm interested in, uses she, her. And I had said, I would like to get to know you and your body myself before going into a group situation, because that's my favorite part too about sex, is like reading the person, and that kind of those lines of communication that are not just talking. I'm like, I want to explore you. I want to know what you do when I do this. I want to know how you react to this. And then I was like, maybe I'll feel more comfortable. But then this was what she hit me with. And it made me go, oh. She said, I almost feel like it would be more comfortable to start a sexual situation with the three of us there, because then I already have a partner that knows me really well and I feel extra safe. And I was like, I can see that.
I mean, and each person is different for sure. I think for me, there would be, I would rather do it separately first.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me why. Same reasons.
Because everything's fresh and you're getting to know each other again on a natural level, at a natural pace, organically, as opposed to almost having a mediator in the bed with you.
I don't want a supervisor.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. But I also get that this person maybe has a hard time getting comfortable in a sexual atmosphere when it's a newer partner.
But I think, but because you have a separate relationship, I think that's something the two of you need to work out.
Yeah.
I don't think, because if it starts as 3, that's the precedent that's being set.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
So, and I may be wrong. Other people may disagree.
But I want to do whatever's comfortable for her. Well, but I said, let's wait, and we'll wait until let's wait until we get, of course, it does need to be more comfortable for me too. And I just really want to get to know her on a you and I, because, and I guess this is the other thing, not just setting a precedent, but the connection is going to be different.
And what happens
how
if
we
it's
interact
not as sexual as you thought it was going to be?
Yeah. Oh, right. For sure.
You know what I mean?
Our connection is going to be different, and I want to establish our own special connection.
Yeah.
Before trying to combine, because I feel like trying to do several lines at once might be a bit much.
I agree.
I just want to do this right, because I feel like this could be so great.
I agree. I think
serious fucking polyam goals, but this right here. That's why I'm like, we have to talk trios, because they are notoriously sought after and notoriously difficult. Tell me what you folks think in the comments. But how would you approach this situation?
Personally, I wouldn't. I have never, and this may come as a shocker. I've never wanted to be in a triad.
Huh.
I've never been attracted to one of my partner's partners.
What?
Never. I'm
always attracted to all of my partners.
No. So one time, long ago, in a land far, far away,
of course,
I was attracted to a couple.
Mm-hmm.
This was when I was first,
right.
When I was first out, when I was first allowing myself to make other connections with people. And I was attracted to a couple. And I was so, again, it was a different Mandee. It was 20 years ago. I was so incredibly intimidated by them as a couple that I never even approached either of them.
It's the queer in you.
Yeah. And so, yeah, but I've not ever, oddly enough, I'm attracted to a lot of people, and I'm attracted to a lot of different types of people. And I've never been attracted to one of my partner's partners. Not in a sexual
There's another
way.
question for the chat. Have you been attracted to one of your partner's partners? I always am, because I am attracted to most people. That's just who I am. I am truly attracted to most people. So that doesn't mean I have to do anything, because I usually don't. But there are times like this situation, I feel like the three of us would do really well together. But what's really funny, and this is a great example of how different connections can be different, and why I think it's good to recognize and allow for that, because where are we? This guy is like,
This guy,
right, Mandee? This fucking guy right there.
This buddy.
This buddy right there. He is a guy, right? And so we joke we're like a weird straight relationship, because I mean it's a straight relationship. This is a queer relationship. And now us two, the way we interact, we're both being really awkward as shit with each other. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? Neither of you are awkward people, like generally. And I'm trying to explain that's how the queerness works. And that's why it's important, because us two, I don't get awkward typically or nervous with men or those on the mask scale. That's just, and so with more the femme types, I get really awkward and nervous. I don't know. It's got to be a queer thing.
It's the exact same for me. I can't flirt with
these two
female identifying person or a femme to save my fucking life. I can't do it. I get stupid. I blush. I can't do it. You give me a male identifying person,
or
somebody on the mask end of the spectrum, I can flirt the fuck off of them. Like I can flirt their pants right off. Can't do it.
If you remember, if any of you remember this story, how we two got together.
No, he's the biker.
He's the biker. I was like, if you take me for a ride, I'd love to have sex with you. Like that. And he was like, okay. So it was like easy. And from what I know, pretty easy peasy. And then us two are awkward as fuck. And this guy over here is like, what the hell's going on?
Right. Because he doesn't
have the point.
Both sides of you.
Yeah. Because these are different sides.
That's why it's so important for you two to connect individually like that, to connect completely separate from him, because it's going to be a very different connection.
I agree.
And I think that it's going to make the center connection, the center of that triangle connection, much more exciting
and entertaining.
For sure.
Yeah, this is like a great goal, not for all the time, but occasional times where the three of us can either just hang out together, the three of us can maybe go out on a date, the three of us, or we can have our, some fun threesomes and stuff like that. But I would like to also, and I think it's important, if you have any kind of triad, it is important to have separate time and separate dynamics, because they're different dynamics. Obviously, biker guy, I have a different dynamic, and I'm not going to have the same one with this other woman. We're not going to have the same dynamic. So it's important to, water the seeds and water where is needed. And then when things are, I would say when things are good, that's a good time to just hang out, when it feels natural and when everyone feels like
that brings a great metaphor. You want to create your own gardens first before you merge them.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to create a garden off of another garden.
Yeah.
Because you're going to suck resources. You're gonna strain a garden if you try to, you know what I mean? If you try to pull off that one first. Create your own gardens, then merge them. And then I think that that's going to be the not only is it the ethical way to go, it's going to be the least expectational way to go. And the most comfortable way, I think, for things to happen.
Any plant experts, landscapers, botanists? Does this sound about right? I kill plants, so I'm trying. I'm awful.
I'm a plant lady, and I know this.
Good.
But yeah, I've never Vees.
I love any kind of group dynamic, makes me really happy.
These are my thing.
I love it. I love cuddle puddles. I love group sex. I love being able to hang out in a group setting that is also intimate and comfortable for everyone. That just sounds so awesome.
I really love it when my partners are like besties and hang out. Like,
Yeah.
I love that. And
I had a situation. Sorry, go on.
no, I was just gonna say, and I know a lot of
Oh.
people, some people will say that one of the negatives of being polyamorous or ethically non-monogamous is when you have partners gang up on you.
But that can work so well on the flip side in terms
I
of
love it.
crisis management and resources,
Mhm.
which is a situation that happened this weekend. Brandon's partner was having a rough day, and he's like, "We have a date tonight. She's coming over later. Can she come over early and hang out with you? Because she's really needing someone and having a rough day." And I was like, "Oh my God, yes, yes, yes." And so she came over early and we like hung out and chatted, just us two. And I
Yeah.
love that. I'm like, that's cool. I want to have that friendship relationship, that friendship metamor relationship with you where we can have that kitchen table polyam and hang out and be close. And then it was really sweet when it was time for Brandon to wake up because he works graveyard. He wakes up at 5 p.m. And so I'm like, let's go wake him up. Because typically I usually tell the kids, you can go wake him up. And they go run on and jump on him. Sometimes I join and we have like a little cuddle puddle as we wake him up. And then she joined and we all had a snuggly. Me and her just went to go snuggle him. And then the kids heard and came running and jumped on top. And
Oh,
we had a
how
cute,
special.
it was really nice. And then she texted me later the next day saying, you know what? Like, thanks. And also that cuddle puddle that we had was
Highlight.
probably the best thing that made me feel so much love.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so nice. So, if you can, I know we say this a lot, if you can be in a positive relationship and get along, that is ideal. It's not always entirely
It does make
necessary, but
things
I
easier.
promise it makes everything so much easier. And honestly, a lot, if you're looking for more of the kitchen table kind of polyamory, which I love,
I'm a
especially if you have
familial
kids.
poly person. Like
Yeah.
yeah. It's hard for me to not engage my other partners and my family and my extended family and my chosen family. Like I'm one of those people that want you to be part of all aspects of my life because I have
Yeah.
so much shit going on that like it's hard, but it's hard to relate. For me, it's hard to have a relationship without bringing in other aspects of my life because I have
Right,
to
right, right, right,
multitask
right.
so often.
I feel that as a parent.
Yeah. As a
And
parent,
yeah,
like I
yeah,
work and I am, with softball stuff and
yeah,
like it's so much easier for me when I can integrate um relationships
yeah,
and be able to have that cross action and the support in different ways.
right.
And it's great. I've had multiple partners come together and plan me birthday parties.
I know, it's so
I've
nice.
had multiple partners come together and buy me a Christmas present that I really
Oh,
wanted.
yeah.
Um, like I've had partners work
Mandee,
together to surprise me for different things.
Mandee. Um, I told Brandon February for getting a dog, but if you can help him get me one for Christmas.
I'm on it.
Okay.
I'm on it.
I just
Shh,
let
y'all,
him
this
get
is
me
a
one.
secret. Shh.
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 I want a
But
dog for Christmas.
if you really want to,
Just
if any of the listeners want to help, we could just post cute dog pictures on Robin's Facebook
oh
page.
my God. Oh my God. That's amazing.
Do you
But
know what
yeah,
kind of dog you
I don't
want?
even, yes, I don't even, but yeah, I don't even need like a dog for Christmas. I just need permission for Christmas. We're probably going to wait till February. We
But
want to
a
wait till
dog
February.
with a big red bow on its neck is fucking
I
cute.
know. Ah, that'd be so amazing. I'm trying not to pee myself with excitement. But yes, just
You
throwing
just
that out
got a
there.
cat.
I
We
want a
just got
dog for
a cat and
Christmas.
I hate it. Everybody else loves it. Everybody in my house. We have a mamarchy. I live in a mamarchy.
A mamarchy. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody in
I
my
hate
house
it, but that's the way it is in my house
overthrew the
too.
mamarchy They overthrew the monarchy. They allied with other countries. People who don't even live in the monarchy were part of the overthrowing.
Yeah.
And we got a fucking cat.
I saw. It's so cute.
His name is Lieutenant Tony Michael Danza. But I was overthrown. We do not live in a monarchy currently. I'm working on establishing my power again. But yeah. I don't believe in hierarchy except when it comes to my monarchy.
Of course. Of course.
So okay. So it's 104, Robin.
Wait. Uh-oh, maybe I don't have it.
I wonder
Should be under.
I wonder if you can't play it.
Yeah, I might not be able to. That's okay.
I can do it though.
We don't need to. You can?
Sweet. It's under video clips, yeah?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
It should be called SWR Jingle. Because it's a jingle.
They're just pictures. They're just pictures. How long is it?
I couldn't tell you.
It's probably...
It should have a name on it. SWR Jingle.
I don't know. Let's see what this is. That's not it.
Calling off the mission. We're calling off the mission. This is a disaster. This is an actual disaster.
I don't see it.
Then that's okay. We'll stop what you're doing. And we'll move on. So we are in the second part of the hour. If you're still with us, I commend you. And if you're just joining, that's cool too. So, because we want to do back to back. So Mandee's is a little more relationships. We have talked a little bit of sex, but
can we do back to back?
Really get into it.
Back to back. Look, put your back.
No, wrong side. There's your shot. Back to back.
Back to back.
So continuing with the kind of trio theme, I did want to also talk not just relationships, but sex and BDSM, because that's basically what our show's. Nope, this way. This one is a little more, relationship stuff, and this one is a little more sex and kink. So yeah, threesomes. I guess we're talking trios.
Threesomes.
Threesomes.
How do you feel about threesomes, Robin?
I love threesomes. I tend to the more the merrier. But threesomes, yeah. Threesomes definitely, like we were saying, 3 is a difficult number sometimes. So you do need to I think, talk about it first. And my number one kind of go-to
so you don't like spontaneous threesomes?
I do like a spontaneous threesome, but I might be like, hang on, we have to stop for a second.
Negotiation. Hold on.
I'd be like, wait, we gotta stop for a second. Maybe grab a drink, or I am a smoker, so I'll be like, can we go for a smoke, or we could chat about this real quick or something, or just stop and you can continue flirting and kissing and stuff, but you need to. I am the one that's like, hang on, I want to make sure we got this, because people can feel really left out. People can get really upset. People can have really unexpected feelings that pop up. So even if we don't talk about too much, my absolute minimum, the number one that I go to is the intent. When I talk about intent a lot, if you're going to spank, okay, what are we getting out of the spanking? So when I say intent, I'm like, all right, what's the vibe that we're going for? Are we specifically paying attention to one person? Is this a kind of, let's all just touch each other on whatever feels good? Or how do we want to feel? Is this, because the biggest, I think the most common problem that I hear of that people come to me is someone felt left out.
Somebody's feelings got hurt.
Someone's feelings got hurt. Maybe two people engaged in an activity that the other person is like, wait, that's our thing.
Or hey, I didn't think that was going to be okay. I didn't know this wasn't okay.
Yeah. So, and there could be flip sides to that. I recently was talking to someone who was like, I have a really low sex drive, so I kind of just sat back and really truly enjoyed watching. But then the two got upset and they're like, are you okay? Are you okay? Come join us. And they were like, I actually am not feeling high sexual energy, but I'm very aroused watching you. I'm enjoying watching you. Please continue. And they were like, no, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
They were kind of freaked out by it a little bit. And so it's like, okay, talking about what's the vibe? What's the vibe? Is this something where someone's watching? Is there going to be a special involvement with more than one two? Are we looking at lots of switching? Are we putting all of our attention on one person? Because that's fun.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Because that's a good idea for me, because historically I don't enjoy threesomes.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I don't know if it's some type of neurodivergence. I don't know if it's my anxiety. I don't know if it's just because I'm fucking Mandee. Like, I don't, but I like either all the attention or I like to be giving all the attention.
Right.
So it's in the same vein for me as 69. You and I've talked about 69 before. Like when you 69 and like I need to focus. I got to concentrate. And shit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah. Quit it. I'm trying to give a good blowjob.
You don't want my mouth on you if your mouth is on me, because either it's not going to be good or I'm going to hurt you. Like if that's what you want is for me to hurt you, then sure. But it's not a good idea. Like it's a one thing at a time thing for me. I like to give 110% to whatever I'm doing or whatever I'm receiving. And I don't know, like, it's just, like, my family has this big joke about how it's so funny that I'm poly because I don't like to share.
I tell my mom all the time, I'm like, you taught me to share. And she was like, that's not what I meant.
Don't eat my fucking
I share everything, Mom.
I don't share my fries. Like
I love sharing.
I don't. Like, I want my shit.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's okay. You can have, like, you can sit down and say, you know what? I would love, and you are allowed to say this, I would love for it to kind of be about me this time.
100%, I would have a threesome if it was all about me. But
I love doing that. That's totally fair.
I've
had someone be like, I kind of just like the idea of two people maybe teasing me, or two people that are overwhelming me with pleasure, or maybe I just feel like I really want tons of attention from two people. And I'd be like, I am so happy to give that to you. Let's make it a fun time. It's not being selfish. I mean, it might be if it's all the time and that's all you expect.
But selfish is okay too.
But there's nothing wrong again with selfish. Like that's who you are. So
yeah,
I am totally
a negative term in our language, because selfish is not a bad thing all the time.
Agreed. It's good to be selfish. We need to be selfish.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm saying is, like, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to say, hey, I don't want to seem selfish, but it's like, yes, be selfish. I want to have a threesome where the attention is focused on me. And I am like, that's great. Let's do that. You can have so much fun and collaborating. And with the other person, you could be like, okay, let's do this. If we're going to give her all the attention and do all of if she wants overwhelming orgasms, let's turn her brain to mush. This is going to be awesome. You know what I mean? So like, right. It's okay to do that. And this is actually a very, very common cis het male fantasy. you know, two women that are basically all over them, two women sucking your cock. That's an understandable fantasy. It's a common
Right.
one for a good reason. And sometimes, so yeah, you can be like, you know what? Let's give you your fantasy. Why not?
Yeah,
And then
I
whose turn is it next time?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with group
Yeah.
sex. And so, Mandee, have you ever tried being like, you know what? Can I just have like two people pleasuring me and kind of make it about me?
Well, that's cute that you think that I would just ask for me.
Do I have to come over there, Mandee?
I was gonna say, wait, as you were describing it, I
I'm
was
gonna,
like, wait a minute, Robin, are you propositioning me?
you know what? Find me another person, or I'll find another person. I'm happy to give you that, love. I would give you that. All the attention you want.
All right.
Not every day forever. That's not sustainable. But for a threesome, I can totally handle that.
Just once.
That's what I'm saying.
Just once.
Sure.
Oh, just once for it to all be about me.
Yeah. Yes. People, you are seeing this live in real time. I think we just broke Mandee. And this, I want other people to see this. Tell me what you think. Because seriously, it is okay to ask for this. Yes, you can have a threesome. Just ask for it. I would love to give you a threesome, but you also have to get your ass here. So
Oh, that's true. All right. So not only are moose waiting for me in Canada, but a threesome with Robin is waiting for me in Canada.
who's coming to Canada?
Who's buying my plane ticket? Who? Let's go.
Come to Canada. You got threesome. You got moose.
I got. We already got one. Search is
Actually,
over.
search is over. Sir Landry, you get your ass here too, and we'll work it out. I'm honestly like, yes. Actually, it's funny because we have really good weed and we have really good sushi. I'm in Vancouver. Moose are actually the hardest ask. So it's funny because I'm like, a threesome I could do. Moose, I'm gonna try really.
Can we just say for just for the record, Robin has said it is much easier to have a threesome with her than it is to see a moose.
You want to see a real live moose. You got to time that shit properly. You got to go to the right place. You know, we're in the city. Mandee thinks we have moose in our backyard, and
that's
we
how
don't.
Canada
I'm
works,
sorry.
man. I think we broke Grayson too. Come on, Grayson.
I'm so glad that this was literally recorded and aired. Mandee is discovering she can have a threesome that is just about her, and it is okay.
Yes.
She's like, this is an option?
I'm going to cry.
Yes.
I'm going to need a minute.
That's okay. You have a minute. You take a minute. I will take care of you. And that's something I enjoy as a top. I really enjoy like giving people what they desire, helping people fulfill their fantasies. How is this not amazing?
Right.
Now everyone's going to come to my house asking for a threesome, and I don't know whether I'm excited about that or scared.
I love that side of it too. And I would be completely down with, like you said, and that's why I thought the negotiation prior is smart.
Yeah.
Because
you got to do
would
it.
Be completely okay being one of those people that just gives all the attention to someone.
Absolutely.
I think that's amazing. So I would love to do that for someone else as well. Not in the same space and time, though. Does that make sense? Because without giving away too much, like, I need a nap after an orgasm. Like, I need to feed. I need Gatorade. I need recuperation time. Right? Especially if I got two people giving me, you know what I mean? Like, woo! I'm gonna need some hot tub time. I'm gonna need a nap. I'm gonna need some Gatorade, some red meat. I'm a big steak person after orgasm.
Okay.
So, like,
Here, write this down.
There's got to be a time. There's got to be like a gap of time between, because again, I want to be my best. I want to be at my best for the other person. You know what I mean? So I know this is, I'm so complicated, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm not
Hey,
sorry.
you need steak. You need a nap.
I need a nap.
What else do you need?
I need red meat. I need Gatorade. Some electrolytes. Some cuddles. I need some cuddles. Maybe a soft blanket.
Oh, okay. I have a weighted blanket.
Oh, that'll work. That'll work.
You like a good weighted blanket?
No cannabis, because then I'm gonna sleep a long time. Cannabis beforehand would probably be better. And just a little bit of time. That's what I need.
Look at this. Look at this. This is negotiating in real time. I got it.
Anybody want to know what Mandee needs after an orgasm?
Take a screenshot.
That's it right there, folks.
There you go. I should even give it a title.
Post O for Mandee.
Here we go. Mandee's post O list right there. We got steak, nap, Gatorade, cuddles, weighted blanket, and no cannabis after.
No.
Time.
And a little bit of time. And then I'll do you.
I don't even know. Oh, what do I need?
What do you need afterwards?
That's a good question. Because typically I'm used to topping, and I always tell people whether it's cuddling, whether it's just talking, whatever it is you need is fine. I'm willing to accommodate. What I need is to stick around long enough to know that you're okay. And that you don't hate me. That's like if I leave, I feel like, I know it sounds silly, but I always worry that I'm like, oh, was I too much? Was I too rough?
Oh, you need feedback.
Did I push too far? You know, what if they just went home and something wasn't right?
I like feedback.
And what if I did? So I'm like, I'm not like, you don't have to give me the feedback right away, because obviously, you know, you're still cum-brained at this point. Right. So I'm like, let's check in tomorrow. But I just want to know that you're okay, and like this was okay. I didn't harm you in any way or do anything that could have, I don't know. It's an insecurity. I'm always worried I'm going to hurt someone. And I'm like, what if they go home and that was the worst experience ever? And so it's really cute. And after especially like kinky stuff and petting and cuddles, and then they're like, I don't hate you. And I'm like, thank you. That's all I needed. Like, I just need to know you don't hate me and you're okay.
See, but I like feedback, because I like to know that you like what I'm doing, or I should do that more, or maybe not so much that, because that's not really doing it for me. This does it way more for me. This brings me a little bit back down. You know what I mean? Like, I love that feedback.
Yeah.
You need to smoke.
Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I do. I'm writing that down. I need to smoke.
You need to smoke.
Mandee knows me. I need to smoke.
You need to smoke.
I do need to smoke. And usually, like, yes.
You're a temperature person. You like a cool room afterwards.
You can see what I'm writing down now. This is great. This is because I'm already writing.
Robin and I, for the record, Robin and I have never messed around.
We've never played.
Never played. We know a lot of the same people, and we've played with a lot of the same people, but never together. I just know Robin as a person. And I know.
Yeah, this is legit. This is what I wrote.
Be comfortable. See? Cool downs. There you go. Oh, chocolate would be good. Yeah.
That's an example, but like just a nibble, if we're talking like really, like if I've lost a lot of electrolytes, like, or if it's really kinky, I'm not hungry, but a little bit just a little bit of sugar, something to nibble on. So I usually just have like a little piece of chocolate and some water, or else I get a headache. And the major two things, I do like cuddles, but I am a temperature person. Mandee knows. So I'm like, I want to spread out and like you can touch me if you want, but just please like let me cool off.
Yeah. Like
don't be on top of me. I'll be like, get off me. I'm hot.
Yeah.
And I want to smoke and then just a little bit of water and something to nibble on. I love you, Mandee. I'd already written that down as you were breaking it down. So these are the discussions that are great to have for, what do you need afterwards? That's the aftercare talk right there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the big one is the intent. Are we looking to give someone attention? What does everybody need? And is all of this okay? And then, of course, talk barriers and marks and things like that. But I feel like those are the really important, like, must-haves. The ones you go to is like, okay, what is the intent? Are you able to communicate that you need to stop? And
so I just got a private proposition for us. I'm not gonna share it, but I did.
Of course, keep it private. We'll talk about it after.
I'll share with you off the air.
Yeah. This is just my way of being slutty, I guess. This is what the whole purpose of this show is to get more people to sleep with me. No, it's not. I like talking about this stuff, and we both of us, I'm speaking for Mandee right now, but I know that we both believe in normalizing how important it is to talk about this shit.
This should be random, like at-home conversation or random conversation with your partner. It shouldn't be a big sit-down topic. We should be able to talk about this with our friends and talk about this with our parents and children of age, of course, age-appropriate stuff. But this shouldn't be something that's so taboo that we don't talk about it. It shouldn't be something so taboo that I didn't know that I could ask for a threesome that focused on me.
You saw it here, folks. That was beautiful. You can. So you can ask for it.
Yeah, and that's like, even I think it shows like that even Robin and I, who talk about things like this on a daily basis, regular basis, it's not something we learn all the time. We learn all the time about stuff.
Yep. We're not perfect. We're always trying to do better.
God, we're so imperfect. That's the word. That's not English, Mandee. Unperfect.
God, we're so perfect.
We're so imperfect that I don't even know the fucking word for it.
It's true. I'm over here having questions and being nervous about a trio that I'm like, am I doing this right? What do you guys think? What,
I stand up in front of 800 people and teach people how to squirt.
Yeah. And I still have times when I get embarrassed or unsure of things. And so that's why I do this. I want community. Let's talk about these things without shame.
Yeah. I love it.
So
I fucking love it.
Any of your questions, or if you have requests for a topic, I'm always begging people for topics, because it is hard. I got that question this weekend. They're like, is it hard to come up with topics? How do you do that? And I was like, ah!
So we've been doing this for a while now, right? You and I have been doing this for a while. You've been doing it for a little bit longer than I have. As far as the show, you started like 3 or 4 months prior to me, I think.
I think we're looking at 2 years now.
So you would think that we have talked about everything between Robin and I, and we haven't. There's still shit that we haven't explored yet. There's stuff that needs to be re-explored, I'm sure.
Yes, we're gonna have to come back to stuff, of course.
Yeah, I definitely have people ask me for topics that I did in like the first year, the first few months or something like that, and I don't know where those fucking videos are. Like, sure, I'll do it again because I don't even remember.
Yeah, we've lost a lot of we don't have a lot of the content. It wasn't able to be saved from our previous whatever. So, but we're all saving them, and they go on Spotify and they go on SoundCloud and they stay on YouTube. So for future stuff, yes. And if you're listening now, thank you for listening. Because I know not everybody has the time or availability to listen to live streams and such like that. But I want people I know that are like, oh, I missed it, but I really did want to hear. So we're like, all right, well, let's Let's put it on the internet.
I have a lot of people that contact me and say they listen to him after the fact, or they'll binge them. We're like fucking Netflix up in here. They binge us.
We're bingeable.
Yeah, we're bingeable.
That's amazing. That makes that gives me the warm and fuzzies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had a lot of shit going on in our life, so I think if you binge us, you can kind of get a recap of everything at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. So other things actually that are kind of fun to mention in terms of, I guess we probably should stay on topic, but I will say I wanted to give a quick update on post-surgery. So people do ask, and I really appreciate it. Everyone's like, well, you can't just start with stuff and then not give us updates. And I'm like, I'm trying to update you. So here's my update, which is funny because I actually got a call from my surgeon at the beginning of this episode. And it was a pretty quick call. He basically asked if I had any questions. And he said, all right, well, unless there's a problem, you never have to see me again.
So you've been released. He said,
I've been released. He said, yay! You're good to go. He said, please continue waiting for 8 weeks before penetration.
Please.
How you doing? Because I was like, no.
8 weeks.
And tomorrow will be 6 weeks. So I have another 2 weeks. So I am a little bit
penetration.
I know.
Robin,
it's a whole
just beep boop, just
no. Okay. For anyone that knows me, you'll be entertained by this.
You can't do just
the guy I'm dating, he's like, so I'm gonna be so gentle with you. And I'm like, that is like the worst. I hate being touched ever so gently. Like, I loathe it. I want someone to grab me. Don't just tickle me. I'll be like, quit it. Don't be gentle. Just grab me. I hate gentle.
I like both.
And he's like, so gentle. And I'm like, punch it.
My new partner is super gentle.
Torture. It's torture. So it's kind of fun because I am like a masochist. So I'm being tortured in a really horrible way. So we're having fun with it, but I'm also like, anyways. So surgeon says all is good. I never have to get another PAP again or anything like that. He said, if you have any questions, he said you can start doing more if you're able to start lifting things, but listen to your body. You get cramps, you rest. And I'm like, that's pretty much what I've been doing. So I'm pretty much good to go. And yeah, thanks for following me on this journey. And I'm super excited. Very, very happy. Glad I did it. Really, really glad I did it. I'm already starting to be like, I haven't had a period in a while. Like it's starting.
Amazing thing.
Because it hasn't registered that I'm not going to have them again. So I'm like, it's been a while. Oh, wait. And legit, I went grocery shopping and I was like, oh, I haven't bought tampons in a while. I have to get some. And then I was like, no, I don't.
You're going to send
I have them. I have the box here. Actually, I want to go out and send it out today. Because I have some mail to drop off.
Grayson says, we love you.
I love you. Okay. So, oh yeah. And this is, I thought you'd like this box.
It's a pool supply. Canada pool.
I know, yeah.
Can I just say that just sounds dumb? That's like Florida winter coats.
So I thought you'd like it. I'm sending you specifically a Canadian little box.
Ryland's gonna love that.
Yeah. Coming your way.
I ordered my partner a necklace from Russia the other day. And no, it was Poland, my bad, from Poland. And it came in and it was all in like Polish and like everything. There was nothing English except my name and address.
Aww. So. I kind of just want to put an extra stamp on it because I was sending mail out and all of my stamps I'm trying to put in front of are all, of course.
Oh,
back up, Canada.
That's pretty.
Got lots of. I have so many stamps, but it doesn't focus well on it. It doesn't. You can't see the writing that says Canada.
Are they just scenic views of Canada?
Pretty much. Pretty
I
much.
have a question. So in BDSM,
Yes.
it's kind of a question and a comment. In BDSM, I have had multiple threesomes that were amazing, but it was because it was focused on me, where I was bottoming, and then I would have a top, and then I would have my nesting partner is he jokes and he says the only way that he can top me is from the side. So
yeah. As a facilitator,
so he would top from the side and
yeah,
say, okay, she actually really likes this, use this, or make sure you're doing this. And that really helps, because then I have somebody I trust who is in control, and I know won't let things get out of control.
Yep.
And I can relax. And it doesn't have to be somebody I'm super established playing with. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does.
So I think threesomes in BDSM are amazing because they do allow for that established BDSM partner or established play partner to be there and to facilitate, to mediate, or what have you, kind of from the side. And it helps, because then the person who's topping has an inside, like they have kind of cliff notes on what you like, what you don't like, without me having to communicate that, which kind of makes things a little different in the dynamic. If I don't have to communicate it, and someone from the side can communicate it, that lets me relax. It lets me like get in my headspace better, lets me enjoy it more. I highly recommend threesomes in BDSM spaces and in kink spaces. So
absolutely, yeah, that I would call that a facilitator, and it's a great dynamic to be able to explore things. And it's a good way for everyone to feel a little bit safer. It's good for the top to be like, okay, I have somebody here that I can look to, because I've been that top before, and I'll look over at the partner who can give me a nod or like a
or touch a toy. My partner will touch
just
a
kind
toy,
of look over and be like,
or like pull them back and go, probably don't use these right now. You know what I mean? Like it's good.
And I actually find, especially with an established, I want to say romantic relationship, or like a very emotionally connected established relationship, it is very, very common for, especially if you start kinky and then you get into a romantic or established relationship, one partner might be like, I'm having a hard time hurting you or being as rough with you as you want, because I love you.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to do that. That is very, very common, even if it started kinky, because it's difficult to harm or hit or hurt, or I should say, we don't want to harm someone. But to hit somebody or be really rough or do things to someone we love. And so I like really rough play. I love rough play. I love grappling. I love if you can flip it, you can fuck it is my favorite game. I love wrestling. I don't like rough, or I like rough. And so Brandon, we wrestle around sometimes, but he, for the longest time, is like, I'm not going to just beat the shit out of you. I can't do that.
Right.
And I'm like, I respect that. So what we would do is we would have a friend or someone we know that is totally willing to beat the shit out of me, and Brandon can be there and watch, and it would help him feel better to know that he was there in case I needed.
Yep.
And he also liked that if you go maybe nonverbal or not able to communicate, that he'd be there to be like, if I'm like, no, don't do that, I'm not safe wording, but I'd be like, no, and Brandon will be like, oh no, she can handle that.
Yeah. Someone who knows.
And then I'm like, you bastard! But I love it.
Yeah.
right?
And
So
then
it's
my
helpful.
nesting partner also loves to do the aftercare. Especially
Yeah,
if it's
yeah,
somebody that I'm not super familiar playing with or super
yeah,
familiar bottoming for.
yeah,
I don't want aftercare from that person. I
yeah,
want aftercare from someone that I, can feel
yeah,
that vulnerability with. And so he enjoys doing that part. And
yeah.
so then the top can go decompress and have their aftercare. It's just
Mhm,
it's a
mhm, mhm.
fantastic dynamic to have that third
Yeah.
in there.
I will say as well, it's a great way to learn
Mhm.
in BDSM. If you have, and because I've done this before, where you've got maybe a couple that's newer, or you have a newer top. So I would join and be like, let's co-top your partner together.
Yes.
And that could just be for fun, especially when tops want to gang up on their bottom. That's a great
Being
time. Do
co-topped
some
is
predicament play, like co-topping. I love co-topping. It's really fun.
yeah.
But co-topping is also great for like a mentorship or learning certain skills in BDSM when you have an experienced person with you that can, be like, yes, yes, go fly, birdie, go do the thing, you're ready. Or I can, step in and help with something,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. So I actually really encourage, if possible, to get into group scenarios, go to parties. It is a good way to learn, and to into co-top is a really, actually, if you have that opportunity, take it, because it's really valuable.
Yeah. Co-topping is great for the bottom too. It's really hard to get your hair pulled and get flogged at the same time by one person. So having two there
Oh, it's so
is
handy, because I'm like, I can't leave this bottom. Can you just go
right.
grab those for me? Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. So I highly recommend it. Um Again, even if it's in a non-sexual BDSM situation where
Hmm.
it's more therapeutic, or whatever other reason that you're seeking BDSM, that you're participating in BDSM. Remember, it doesn't always have to be sexual.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's not sexual. For me, um, when I used to be much more active in the kink community than I am now.
Sorry, my tea's
Um,
cold now.
you put some sugar in there, and then you're down in the South again. Um,
I don't do cold tea. Well, I do, just not like that. Iced tea. But you don't have any hot tea down there. It's so weird.
I mean, we can make you hot tea. It's way out of the element.
I bring my own tea bags. I went to a donut and coffee shop. They didn't have, or they had hot tea, but they hadn't had anyone order it in over 10 years, and they had to go in the back.
You
And I
have
had
to
some really
specify it too. You can't just order tea.
stale ass tea.
Yeah, you have to specify it.
You have to say hot tea, I've learned.
Yeah.
Do you have any hot tea? Sorry, darling, all we got Sliptons. I'll never forget that one. I was in North Carolina, and this was my first time in a southern state. And I went out for breakfast. And like a fucking idiot, I'm like, and can I also get some chai as well, please? What? Some, chai tea?
No.
Sorry. And we don't have chai. And I'm like, because we don't even say chai tea. We're really pompous, and we just call it chai
Well, I found out just recently that chai
because
means
it means
tea.
tea,
So we're
but it's
really
a
saying
certain
tea
type of
tea.
tea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't say chai tea, you just say chai. And, but they're looking at me like, what? And I'm like, okay. Any black tea, Earl Grey, English breakfast. No. Sorry, darling, all we got Sliptons. I'll have that, please. And I was immediately put in my place. I was like, I am not at home. This is a different place.
So I grew up on, it's going to sound even more Southern than Lipton. I grew up on Tetley tea.
Oh, yeah.
Tetley. That's all we made was Tetley tea. Or if you say, can I get a tea here? Sweet or unsweet?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
it.
like, what? Double. I just want double, please. What? For you Americans, double means 2 sugar, 2 cream. Double.
I knew that. I learned that in our Canadian versus American game that we played.
We should do that again. That was fun. See if you remember them.
We should totally do that again. And I can do Southern slang and you can do Canadian words again, and we'll see.
I really want to hear your Canadian accent.
So what's funny is when I get off the phone with you,
yeah,
everybody always says that I take it with me and that I sound like you for like an hour after I get off the phone.
I do a little bit with you sometimes as well. The kids have said that. Or Brandon commented on how when I'm done talking to you, especially when I've mentioned this before, I drop the why and really.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, I'm real pissed right now. And he'll be like, whoa, Mandee.
I was going to say, do you like come out of your bedroom from talking to me and you start talking to Brandon and go, were you just on the phone with Mandee?
I mean, yeah.
But that's like, what I'll say something.
Yeah.
I'll say something and like I'll draw out an O or something and so like, okay, Robin, like
I've heard you do it when you go like so
tell me all about it.
Tell me all about it. Yeah,
it's bad and they do like it's for like an hour after I talk to you. For some reason I'm fucking Canadian for an hour and I get made fun of all the time about it.
I love it. So now that's that at work. Yeah,
we do like these double ones, right? And then I go back to work because I got to work my 9 to 5.
Right.
I'll go to a meeting after we do this and somebody will go, Mandee, were you raised in Georgia?
That's hilarious. No, I was just talking to my Canadian friend.
Yeah. I was just talking to Robin. She lives up in British Columbia.
So good. Yeah, I miss you. I feel like we've covered quite a bit. We've got like 10 minutes left, but what is left? We've spent 2 hours talking about trios. About trios, eh?
About trios in romantic relationships.
And don't forget our post-O list.
Yeah, in the bedroom. About trios in BDSM. Why we like them, why we don't, the ethical way to go about them. What not to do.
What not to do.
What not
what
to
do and what not to do. I feel like we've pretty much covered it. What to do. Ask for what you want. Know your boundaries and enforce them.
Yep.
Please, always, there has to be, and this is the big do, have some kind of talk. I promise it's not that weird. Like when we were talking about, the people go, well, what if it kind of just starts happening? Any sexual situation that just starts kind of happening, unless it's already really well established, I'll be like, whoa, hey, wait 1 sec. I'll be like, I really like where this is going.
1 second.
And I really, really, really want to continue. I just need to know,
right?
Is everything okay? And like even it can be sexy. Like, what is it you really want? Tell me what you're like craving right in this moment.
And I want to remind folks that in relationships, and especially in triads, remember that rules are boundaries you put on other people, and that's not okay.
Rules versus agreements.
Right. Boundaries are for yourself. Rules are put on other people.
Yeah.
And we don't get to do that. That's not ethical.
So we're not looking at rules. We're looking at boundaries and agreements.
Right. So
boundaries about yourself. I'm not comfortable doing XYZ.
That's a
That's a
flag,
boundary.
and that means that the third hunting or the unicorn hunting is not ethical if rules are being placed on that third person.
So give an example of like a rule that you shouldn't give.
So if the couple doesn't want you seeing anyone else besides them, but they're allowed to go date other people.
I have to be careful, obviously, because I'm very strict on confidentiality, and I'm going to be very gentle because I have recently had this question, or somebody that was saying we want a third, but we do want them to be monogamous with us. And I said, I really encourage you to think about why that is. And that's a lot of the homework I gave them. I said, I want you to explain as if I was the third. What is it that makes you uncomfortable when you think about them being with other people?
Right.
They don't want to date other people as well. They want to have like a polyfidelity dynamic.
Now, that
for anyone that's not familiar, polyfidelity, yes, that's an agreement.
As is okay. As an agreement, as long as no one's coerced or under duress agreeing to it, there's no power dynamic at play. If you don't agree to it, then you can't live here.
Right. But they're looking for that relationship, and that's on the list of what they're looking for. We do want somebody that is open to just being with us. And I was like, again, I just want you to think about that.
And
because a lot of those things come down to insecurities. And so I tell people, if you have the one penis policy, I want you to think about why that is. And I know I've shared this a million times, but I think it's such a good example that I use to help clients try to think about it. A good friend of mine was in an established cis straight relationship. Okay. So like she's a cis woman, cis man, and they're in an established relationship. They're non-monogamous. And then she started dating a trans man. And there was all this question because the initial established cis man wanted a one penis policy. And so it's like, okay, well, this is a trans man at the time did not have a penis. Right. And this guy still was like, I'm not okay with this. And so I tell people, I'm like, so this is a really interesting conundrum because part of me, I was like, I'm proud of you for feeling threatened for his masculinity and that you're validating his gender, that you do see him as a man.
But
so like, and so
problematic
there's still an issue here. So what is it? And so I tell that kind of story to clients to be like, I want you, the person that is instilling this one penis policy, to think about it. Is it about the penis? Is it about the masculinity? Because I tell that story and people go, oh yeah, would I be okay with a trans guy? Because obviously he's still a guy, but maybe he doesn't have a bio penis. Maybe, but that's just the thing. So it's kind of like, what is it that threatens you? I want you to think about why.
Right.
Why are you not okay with your partner dating other people? And then we can address it.
But any rule that you want to put on somebody else, think about why. Why are you doing that? Because I'll guarantee you, once you step back and you analyze why you want that rule in place, you're going to see why it's problematic. You're going to see it's going to boil down to that insecurity. Whatever that insecurity is, it's going to boil down to it. Now, when my nesting partner and I shared a living space, shared a bedroom, he didn't want anybody in his bed. He didn't want me bringing anyone else into our shared bed.
Right.
That wasn't a rule for me. That was a boundary for him. And it took me a long time to differentiate those two.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of a gray area. It was a shared area. So you're telling me I can't have anybody in my bed?
Right.
No, I'm telling you, I don't want you to bring anybody into my bed.
Right. Yeah.
We fixed it and we don't have the same bed anymore.
Mine was always, I just, please, can you change the sheets? and have a shower.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to have showered before you come into the home. I'm not going to ask that. I just, as a bodily fluids thing, just
with me, I would rather
come home. I'm so excited to see you. Can you go have a shower?
Yeah.
It's a bodily fluid thing. It just, for whatever reason, just kind of squicks
it's a
me out.
sanitary thing. Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, I just want you to change the sheets at some point before I have to lie in that bed, and please have a shower. But now I do have my own bed, and my friends and I make fun of me. I change my sheets like every other day. I know.
That's a lot, Robin.
I love clean sheets. It's one of those things where
you have. So how often are you doing laundry?
I have 2 sets of sheets.
Whoa. That's a lot of laundry.
I'm doing laundry every day anyways. Ugh. But this is the thing. It's almost like when you discover as an adult that you can just make a cake.
That you can eat cake for breakfast, bitches.
You can't. Oh my God. For like 3 years, we had at least 2 cakes a week because Brandon and my wife Taylor made this discovery. Like, we can just make cake. It's actually really easy. So both of them were making at least 1 cake a week. And I was like, what the fuck, you guys? But my version of that is I can change the sheets whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
If I want to change my sheets every day, which I don't, that's actually too much. I usually do every other day, max every 2 days.
But
I change my sheets all the time. I love fresh sheets. There is nothing better than getting into your bed with fresh linens. I love it so much. Someone else has to feel what I'm feeling.
Linens, but I'm too lazy to do it. I love going and getting into a hotel
that's
bed.
Brandon. And that's what Brandon is. I'm happy to change my sheets every other day if it means I get to have the best clean sheets all the time.
Tell me something. Are you using sheets as a plural because it's actually plural? Do you use the top sheet?
I do use a top sheet.
I think it's a pretty common thing in the South that we don't use top sheets.
I think it might be a generational thing. I feel like most of the people my age and younger don't use sheets anymore. I also iron. I feel like nobody irons anymore.
I love a top sheet. Again, too lazy to make my bed.
It's so worth it for me. I'm happy to put in the effort of making my bed regularly so that I can have fresh sheets. I just love it. It makes me so happy. But yeah, that's fresh sheets, please. That's my rule. I need fresh fucking sheets on my bed, please.
I do love fresh sheets. I just
you're gonna fuck in my bed. You gotta change the sheets
to prioritize it.
That's fair. Yeah, you have your priorities. You have your lists.
Yeah.
What are your priorities, Mandee? Then, like, in terms of like any bed or sex things, like hair things, are you like, I need to have? Are you like, I have to have lipstick going into a sexual situation? Or because I'm like, if I know someone's coming over, those sheets are going to be changed, and I will go wash my sheets and have them folded and ready to switch right after they leave.
Is it a new partner? Or is it am I comfortable with this partner? If it's a new relationship and it's a new partner,
that's a good question.
I shave.
Like your legs, or we're talking other areas, everything?
My legs, unless it's a special occasion.
Or a new partner?
Yeah, well, that's a special occasion.
Yeah. Okay. So you shave your legs, that's your thing.
Yeah, I'll shave my legs. Yeah, I'll clean my room. I'll make sure that like I'm more presentable than I normally am.
My room is slowly getting a little messier every time my date comes over. It's starting to happen where I'm like, I'm not cleaning it as much.
My new partner, it's the same way. We're settling in.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't shave my legs the last time he came over.
Yeah.
But I think that's a compliment.
Yeah.
I think that getting to a place where you're comfortable, you're letting those walls down and you're letting them in, I think is a big compliment.
Yeah.
That I don't feel like I don't have to be a game Mandee. You know what I mean? Like sometimes with new partners, you feel like you have to be a game Robin or a game Mandee, like going in. And when you understand that your partner's okay with B game, with second string or third string Mandee, because I'm not going to always be able to be a game Mandee.
It's not sustainable.
Right. then I think that's a compliment because I feel like that's you letting them in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, when you it's you get to level up when you see me have a panic attack, I think, or like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's not me not shaving my legs before you come over is leveling up. Or leveling down, however you want to look at it.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still feel like I changed the sheets, but there's definitely things that I will let go of. I'm not going to wear makeup
I
or.
used to, and this is going to be way too much information for everyone, but I used to like landscape.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm straight 70s bush now. Like I'm old.
Nice.
I'm that's what I'm comfortable with. I don't
Yeah.
like it's not a big deal for me. It doesn't have to be landscaped down there. And if you feel
No,
like you need to be with someone who's landscaped, then I'm probably not your partner.
that's fair. I feel like I have phases. I'll go a year and just let things grow, and then I'll get really into like shapes,
I
just
mean,
for
every once
shits
in a
and
while I
giggles.
tame it, but that's,
But yeah, I do ask my partners actually, like, do you have a preference on pubic hair? Maybe that's another topic because we are out of time. We can talk
I
about
think it's
pubic
a
hair.
great
Can we
topic.
talk about like, or even just grooming?
Grooming.
No,
Grooming. Because
the
I think facial hair is a big thing
yeah,
too.
personal and dating grooming. Obviously, not like the bad grooming. We
Right.
need to come up with a
No.
better title for that.
Hygiene. Personal hygiene and dating.
Personal hygiene and dating.
Well, some people like a natural musk to people too. And then some people do not fucking like BO whatsoever. And like that's I think that's a
Yeah.
great topic.
All right. Let's do that next week. Yeah.
All right, next week. Well, you guys are gonna get a double dose of Robin and Mandee again next week. If Robin
No,
cleans
I
up.
need. I love it so much. Do you know how hard it is for me to be ready at 9 o'clock on a Monday fucking morning? Why do we choose Mondays? I don't know. Everyone loves the Mondays, and I usually love doing these on Mondays. It does make me look forward to them. But damn, some days I'm like, why am I doing this on a
let's
Monday
do
morning?
let's do an overlap then and not do a
Okay.
complete
Okay.
2
Okay. Okay.
hour. You come in
I
at
like
like
that. 9:30.
9:30 your time,
I could totally pull off 9:30,
and then
probably.
I'll dip halfway through yours.
Okay. I like this. I like this. This is
But
good. Okay.
we'll run it as one show.
Got it. I got it.
All right, you all get Mandee and Robin again next week together.
Yay.
This is the new cool way to make a heart. I just learned this recently. Bend these. There you go. Now put it together. Bend it. Bend it.
This is stupid.
I know, right? But
I feel silly.
this
But
is
that's the cool.
but it looks more like a heart.
Kind of. I feel like
You
my
see?
fingers aren't straight. Straight is not in my nature.
Sir Landry says he's going to send us a link on that subject.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yes. Let's do that.
Well,
So yes, we
we
got to
can
go,
do
but do not
production
forget.
prep.
Yeah. Don't forget, we're on SoundCloud and Spotify and YouTube. If you have any requests for topics, if you want to send us links and shit, like,
We love it.
I actually love it. I love it.
We love it.
Any kind of questions you have, we'll continue to interact, of course. So if you have any questions, maybe after this is aired, throw it in the comments and we'll come back to it and we'll get to it. So
And you know what else we love?
try.
We love y'all. Thank you so much for being here and listening and commenting and questions. And we love it all. And until next week, have a great day, my many loves.
Bye.
Bye.